Mark's chopping away in there. He's got his Kelsey jersey on. We're all ready to go. NFL season kicking off tonight, Arrowhead Stadium. Year number 2, the NFL season kicks off here since the Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champions. And a guy who's back in town for a second straight NFL opener here in Kansas City is Mike Golic Jr. GoJo and Golic, his show, of course, on the DraftKings Network. They just wrapped up their program, and it was live out at Arrowhead Stadium. Mike Golic Jr. is here on KCMO. How's the vibe out there, Mike? Good morning.
The vibes are good right now. I keep forgetting how built different everyone is out here. As we are pulling up this morning, getting ready to do our show, which starts, 8 to 10 a.m. Eastern, so we're getting out here around 6 a.m. for a 7 a.m. local start. And there are already everyone parked outside out in the streets getting ready to get let in to the tailgate lot here later this afternoon. So the vibes are strong out here. The weather is good. Hopefully that all holds up.
There was a report, or there are reports this morning that there are some fans who went to the Royals game last night, stayed in the parking lot, and are now getting ready for the Chiefs game. Have you seen those people or smelled them by chance in that parking lot out there at Arrowhead?
I have not smelled them. So that shared parking lot over there that I know you're talking about, I can see it from here. I see them over here. I have not yet been brave enough to go yet and try and introduce myself into that atmosphere. I'm taking a quick coffee break right now, and I think I might mosey over just to make sure they're okay.
Oh, gosh. So what did you guys, you had a great set there right outside of Arrowhead Stadium. You guys were bumping this morning on the show. What are you, when you look at this from more of a national perspective, how are you looking at this game and the kickoff of the NFL season here in Kansas City?
It's, first off, massive that you get two teams of this quality. Thursday night, I think we're all just conditioned to expect games so bad that Al Michaels has to sit there on Thursday night with Amazon Prime bemoaning and questioning all the choices he's ever made. So this is a great matchup, obviously a rematch of the AFC Championship game from last year. But I think also still really exciting because they're known commodities with so much new that we're still curious about them, right? The Ravens have a different offensive line in front of Lamar Jackson, but they get Mark Andrews back, who thankfully is okay after the car accident. Their whole defense looks a lot different. Coaching staff changed up there with Mike McDonald gone. And then for the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes doing the full Michael Jordan. I took that personally an entire offseason, talking about how frustrating it was to not be the strength of the team the way that he was used to last season, even though by most everyone else's standards, it was a pretty good offense. But we know by Chiefs standards, it's not. So seeing if they get that downfield passing element back with, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, obviously whenever Hollywood's back and fully healthy, I think that's the exciting part is, these teams are going to be good. They're two of the better teams in the NFL. The Chiefs are the best. But there's also enough new about them to make tonight really extra exciting outside of just a rematch.
No doubt about it. Mike Golic Jr. is here on KCMO. He's in the parking lot at Arrowhead. He did his show. It just wrapped up 7 to 9 Central Time. GoJo and Golic on the DraftKings Network. So when you look at this game in particular, we know what the Chiefs have. We know what they're bringing back. But the Ravens, where are the weaknesses on that team going into the season, Mike?
Yeah, I think the biggest question, and unfortunately you're going to get them stress tested right away, are going to be on the offensive line. We saw 3 of those guys repart. Kevin Zeitler no longer there, Morgan Moses at tackle. There's just having that many new parts on an offensive line, a position that I played that is so predicated on continuity together with new players all along there, potentially a rookie at right tackle on Roger Rosengarten. Now all of a sudden having to go up against a D-line that not only returns all 4 of the starters up front, but one of them is Chris Jones, a guy who last time this year sat out that first game against the Detroit Lions and is one of the best interior pass rushers in the NFL. Having that be your first rattle out of the box for this Baltimore team gives me a lot of pause because I think the defense is going to be fine. You've got the guys that we've talked about at every level that are your studs, but offensively, can that group in front of Lamar Jackson and the newly acquired Derrick Henry come together quick enough in these kind of circumstances to give them a shot to win this on opening night?
Now, last year you were here, Mike Golic Jr., for the opener, and it didn't obviously go our way. So hopefully you're not a bad luck charm, but also the Chiefs didn't have Chris Jones in that game. So how does he change the equation for this team, especially going up against a, as you noted, weaker Baltimore Ravens offensive line?
Yeah, I think when you looked last year at Kevin Zeitler, it seems that both of those guys that enjoyed career years. Kevin Zeitler is getting a little long in the tooth on the offensive line, but had a Pro Bowl caliber season last year. I think now with Chris Jones, and they can move him all over that defense. We've seen that in the past with him. lining him up on the outside, lining him up on the inside. He's just so quick off the ball and so disruptive for a team and a defense that pride themselves on getting downhill and playing that attacking style that, for me, again, along the offensive line, is the most difficult to try and contend with. And so Lamar Jackson, we know, is going to be a part of the run game. Todd Monken, I think, had him less so in the designed run game that we had seen, but still incredibly effective. Almost a fifth of Lamar Jackson's rushes last year went for more than 10 yards. You've got the Derrick Henry of it all to contend with, too, who last year for running backs with over 100 carries, he was second behind only Christian McCaffrey in yards after contact. So they could hurt you in a lot of different ways with that group. But all that changes if Chris Jones is in your backfield in under 2.5 seconds run or pass.
That's a good point. Now, you've been to stadiums all over the country, Mike Golic Jr., and Arrowhead Stadium is a place that obviously near and dear for Chiefs fans all across Chiefs Kingdom. There's been some rumblings and issues here in the last few months about upgrading Arrowhead Stadium. Could they possibly move out of Arrowhead Stadium, go somewhere else, go to the Kansas side from the Missouri side? As you look at it, just as an unbiased national guy from afar, where does Arrowhead Stadium rank when it comes to NFL stadiums and the culture that we have here and the places that you've been all over the country? Yeah,
it's so unique. And I said this last year, being out here around the tailgate atmosphere, getting to go in and see the game. And I say this is a place of love. This is an unbelievable compliment, what I'm about to say is it is the most college football atmosphere I have seen in the NFL, where it's different. College football, the sell is the pageantry. It's all these things around the game because the sport itself isn't as good with the players as you get in the NFL. But the Chiefs have that kind of pageantry, have that kind of passion here. I joked about the tailgaters before, but that's uncommon based on a lot of the places I've seen. To have people lined up cooking burgers on the highway waiting to get into the parking lot is abnormal. And so I do think they have curated here one of the most unique atmospheres around professional sports that we have, period.
Yeah, don't want to lose that. And have you seen any Taylor Swift sightings or security guards or anything like that to suggest that she is on her way?
No, you know what? When we got into the parking lot this morning, I was like, this is a little too easy for us to get in here right now. I have not been stopped by anyone in an unmarked black car. There's no one wearing an earpiece looking at me uncomfortably. So at this point, we have not made contact there yet. I was walking around yesterday and found my way into one of the Made in Kansas City stores. I saw the Taylor Swift-related merch. So she's got a soft landing spot, obviously, if she can make it over here. I forget and haven't checked where this tour schedule is at this exact moment. But right now, no early signs of Taylor Swift just yet. But best believe, as one of the people in the center of the Venn diagram of NFL fans and Swifties, I will be all over it for you guys as the day goes along.
I was going to say, as I know you recall, or we recall you telling us, you are a diehard Swiftie. So if there's someone who might walk up to you with the black earpiece, it could be because they know that Mike Golic Jr. is one of the biggest Swifties inside of the Arrowhead Stadium parking lot right now.
Oh, guys, don't give me hope. Listen, the idea, I like, Travis Kelce is a better man than me in so many ways, but the fact that he was able to walk up to this woman and actually try and engage her to the point where she wanted to date him is a testament to just how built different he is. Because if I stood in front of our Lord and Savior, Taylor Swift, I would probably just burst into flames. My body would have no idea how to comprehend the gravity of this moment, and I would collapse in on myself because I am a mere mortal, and Travis Kelce exists on a higher plane with her.
I would collapse in on myself. Mike Golic Jr., GoJo and Golic. Watch them every morning, 7 to 9 Central Time. They were live this morning out at Arrowhead Stadium on the DraftKings Network, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts as well. Great job, Mike. Enjoy your time here in Kansas City, and we'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. Mike Golic Jr. doing good stuff, joining us on KCMO.